I'm Kate Erbland from IndieWire, and you are inside, sort of, the IndieWire Sundance 2025 studio presented by Dropbox. I am joined by the director of Omaha, 2 cast members, and producer. We have our director, Cole Webley, stars John Magaro and Molly Bell Wright, and producer Preston Lee.
Hey, Kate. Thanks for having us.
Oh, no, we're
good to see you again.
We're delighted to have you guys here. I know this is one of the last things that you guys are doing.
We saved the best for last.
It's nice to hear. Cole, you've been working for a long time, but this is your first film.
Yeah.
Please tell
It's okay to say this is my first film, you know?
Yes. And why was this one, the right story, the right time, the right group?
Well, when I read this script, an incredible script by Robert Machoian, I had been developing several others that I thought would be my first movie. And this one hit me so clearly that this was like the purity of this script. And when you're in this business, when a script comes along that everybody knows just needs to be made into a film, the writing's on the wall. And we saw that almost immediately, and we kind of pivoted and said, why are we trying to polish up these when this script that came to me in almost its finished state was so clear? I resonated because of the story as a father. It's a story about dads. There's many elements to it, but that was one that really, really grabbed a hold of me.
Cole, how many kids do you have? I think people.
I have 17, but no.
You have a lot.
I have 4. My wife's in the back going like, we only have 4, right? And I've been a dad since I was 22. So I was basically a child raising children. And I learned how to do that at a young age and still continue to learn. I think what resonated with me is that as parents, we, in the best case, all we want is what's best for our kids. And that can take many shapes. And I think that's what really kind of I loved about this story was like that really challenges that thought process. But once I had this dude coming in, I kind of was like, oh, I'm done. I got the right person.
Yeah, but then you need kids.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge.
Gosh. Yeah. I can't wait for everybody to meet and see Molly's performance in this movie.
It's extraordinary.
She was, I feel so lucky to have this team with me. We couldn't have asked for a better team. My little guy, Wyatt Solis, who's not with us, he's 6. He's off probably getting rest as he needs it. He was incredible. He brought a charm and comedy to the film that is very, very important for this topic. So I feel really lucky.
Before I get to John and Molly, I want to go to Preston because as a producer, there are a few challenges here. Mm-hmm. They tell you, don't work with kids.
Yeah.
Don't work with dogs. You got kids, you got a dog.
Yeah.
And you're on a
During
road
a
trip.
strike. Yeah.
When Cole's like, let's make this,
Yeah.
how are you approaching these challenges with hopefully excitement and positivity? Because they all work.
Yeah.
But I imagine getting that script is like, oh no.
Yeah, I think I was naive. I think we just kind of said, let's do this. We set a shoot date and just started working towards it. And then I began to understand all of the issues as we were scheduling it and the amount of time we needed the kids in front of the camera because they're in almost every scene. But by the time, it was too late to pull out, like a week before production. And then the SAG strike kind of pushed us back by about 6 weeks, I think. But the script spoke for itself. It had to be made. So Cole and I were intent on making that happen no matter what.
So John, when you get this script as an actor, as a father, what is exciting about it for you and maybe kind of scary because you have to go to some really dark places?
Yeah, I think actors who really care about this like to explore those places. You can't be afraid of those. That's the challenges are what we want to reach for. So that those challenges were clearly in the script, so I liked it. But Robert, I had seen Killing of Two Lovers, and he has such a great voice for kind of this blue-collar Americana experience that is really evolving currently, and it's an ever-changing kind of dynamic. So I really like the way he writes. So that was intriguing. I just read the script. Obviously, I didn't know Cole, but I got a call from Chris Blauvelt, Kelly Reichardt's DP, now Todd Haynes, is a great cinematographer. And he said, give it a shot, give it a chance, just read it. I read it. I was in tears. I mean, it spoke to me, like Cole said, as a father, the idea of keeping the facade up for your children while everything is falling apart around you. And then the idea of the blue collar Americana masculinity of just being strong and silent, of not asking for help, of, being your own worst enemy in a way. I like to explore those things, especially about American masculinity, which is such a difficult thing right now and leads to a lot of problems, but has so much potential too. So I saw all this in this script that really just drew me to it, and I knew the answer was yes, and I called him pretty quickly after and said I'll be there.
Molly,
Yeah.
what are you looking for in a script? And what about this script, when you and your family are reading it, you're like, I think I'd like to do that?
Ella, my character, I found a lot of similarities between me and her. First of all, I have a brother about Wyatt's age, Charlie, in the movie. And I kind of saw the same kind of relationship that me and my brother have with Ella and Charlie. I'm like, I can see us doing that, like something in the script or something that we would do. Ella loves books. I love books.
I heard you're a big reader. I heard
I'm
you'd
a
be
big
reading
reader.
on set. You're not on a phone,
Yeah,
you're reading.
I'm reading.
I love that.
I only just recently got a phone. Yeah, and I had to give my dog away as well. So we were living in Australia for 6 years. And while we were there, I got a dog. But we moved to America, and she couldn't move with us because she was anxious and she couldn't fly in an airplane. And we had to give her away. And so when I auditioned for the Rex scene. That was one of the audition scenes where I had to give Rex away. I kind of related to that because I've been there before, and I kind of used that as well. Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, it's a heartbreaking scene.
I mean, she had such access to her emotional life that is something that I don't even see in actors or my age, like in their middle.
Yeah.
Like it's the skill in her is really, it's actors strive an entire career to reach an inch of that. So it's really impressive to see.
Likewise.
Thank you.
What was it like the first time you guys got on set together with Wyatt and you're like, we have to be a family. We have to pretend to be a family. How did you navigate that?
I
Baptism
think
by fire, huh? We just said, here you guys go. And we threw a grenade in named Wyatt Solace and let you guys kind of react, right?
it was actually pretty easy because I don't know, you're just lovely people, and we just kind of bonded as soon as we met for me.
Yeah, I
It
think.
wasn't hard.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, she has a little brother, so like
Yeah,
you
so
said,
I have the
she
same
got
kind of
that.
relationship
She has
with that.
parents. I have a kid, and also so many of the key people involved are fathers. You know, Cole, Preston, fathers. So I think, and not just fathers, great fathers. Like this guy, his family, lovely family, beautiful kids.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lovely family. Like, so I think there was all these people who really wanted to protect these kids and never let them feel unsafe or exploited or pushed. There was a real sensitivity to that. So I think it let you and
Yeah.
Wyatt sort of trust the
100%.
process and be more free and be more open, because so much of this film, especially with Wyatt, is really improvised and discovered. And we needed him to be in a place where he felt safe doing that.
Yeah.
But we went there. I mean, she's beyond that. She's an actor. So she did the job, but we were all able to shepherd Wyatt along in this safe environment.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And there's a lot of scenes in the film, even though it's heavy, you have these beautiful scenes. You go to the zoo, the salt flats, where it kind of lets the pressure off the audience. We know that they can enjoy themselves in this moment, no matter what's coming. What were your actual favorite days filming? Like, did you love going to the zoo? I feel like I'd love going to the zoo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Super
That
cool.
was great.
Yeah, that was really fun. I like the burger place too.
Yeah, that was fun. There
That's
was so
fun.
many really fun scenes.
There were so many sad seats too.
So many sad
Yeah, I
scenes.
was going to say,
It was a mix.
I remember the end of one particular week where Molly had to do like 2 days of underwater like swimming, and her eyes were open constantly. And, you know, we had obviously dipped the chlorine levels and really kind of made the pool accommodate that. But then she had to do these heavy scenes. And then we ended it with her on just on the salt flats. And it was just one day, but it was like the amount of work that she put in her short days, but nonetheless, like a lot relative to her age. And she never complained. She worked down to the minute, and I feel very grateful for that. I mean, I had to remind myself that she was a child. You know, I had to remember that, like, oh my gosh, she's only 9, and we had a heck of a birthday in the middle of shooting.
Oh yeah, that was good fun. That was so good. And all of the cast and crew, well, the crew, because the cast were in costume, they dressed up. No. They dressed up as Harry Potter characters, which was really special. Yeah, it was amazing. I remember the sound guy was dressed as Dobby, but he was on this like electronic like boy like scooter thing. And when we were doing this sad scene, remember in the bathroom, and then I just saw him floating past dressed as Dobby with like some socks in his pocket. I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to do this scene?
The reaction to the film so far has been pretty glowing. I know that audiences are having very intense emotional reactions to it, which I completely understand. What's it like for you guys to be at these screenings and see the emotion that your work is eliciting from just regular everyday people?
I came of age in this state, you know, 20 to now being 42, and coming to Sundance every week. But you don't make a movie to, you know, you really try to make a movie for yourself, and primarily that's what we wanted to do. But to get there, and last night I had a gentleman who just couldn't stop talking about how he wanted to go home and tell his dad, who raised him and his 2 siblings as a solo dad, about this movie. And he was so impacted by it. And that's just a microcosm of like many other people. And I get that this movie will not be for every human out there, but man, the reaction has been, you know, I think the thing that's right under the surface for all of us is how much we love our families. And that is what is resonating with everybody, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Congratulations.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
joining
Thank you.
us. Thanks, Grant.